Hey gang, welcome to Homemade Heroes. I am Jay, and today I am going to be taking a look at some LEGO minifigures that you could use in your game as goblinoids or orcs. We're starting off with a goblin, and this minifigure torso and head are from Nexo Knights. One of the better things to come out of Nexo Knights in my opinion. I really like the head here and the chest, possibly scales or some sort of detail there that is really effective. You can see it around the eyes, and then as we turn the minifigure around to the back, you can see it all over the back there. Also lots of cool muscle detailing both on the back and on the front here. Our next minifigure is from Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, I believe. And another really cool one. I mean, these were just made for Dungeons and Dragons. They are such a good fit. We've got some really interesting details on the face there, the crooked teeth and those deep set eyes. The torso has a kind of paunchy belly and some nice little stippling and other torso-like features. As we look to the back, we get an alternate head and some really nice details there. I like the kind of crooked lines running up the center of the spine there. The one difficulty with Lord of the Rings minifigures is that they tend to be on the expensive side on the secondary market. You can pick these up from Bricklink and potentially other places, but they are probably going to cost you a wee bit. Here is another of the goblins from The Hobbit, and I've just added that headpiece on there. You can see that it gives the effect of the large ears. It's got a different torso print on this one, and let's see what the back looks like. Yeah, it's got those straps going across the back, kind of a bandolier type thing or some sort of harness, and you see the slicked back, sparse hair on the back of that wig or headpiece. Our fourth goblin is from the collectible minifigure series, and this is, as you can see, a taller minifigure. So probably if I was using it as a goblin in Dungeons & Dragons 5e or some other such TTRPG, I would probably put a shorter pair of legs on here. But this minifigure has a lot to like about it. It's got a cool face. I really like that laced up leather vest or jerkin there, a rope belt, and those sort of ragged pants. Very cool. The face is also great. Got some shadowing around the eyes. And the ears on this piece over the head is very cool. Nothing on the back, but yeah, this is a really fun version of the goblin. Our fifth and final goblin uses the same head and torso piece as the last one, but I added the shorter legs as I'm using this in my solo RPG game. As you can see, I've just added a red-headed wig here, and the character's name is Nana in my game. She wields a warhammer and also carries a torch, because the game I'm playing her in is a Shadowdark game, and you should never be without a torch in Shadowdark. Our next two minifigures are from Chima. I use these in my games as either hobgoblins or bugbears. I think this one will potentially be really good for an undead bugbear or hobgoblin. As you can see, there are tears in the fur of this creature, showing the ribs and musculature underneath. I like the fact that they have claws on the feet, and we've got an alternate head and a bit of printing on the back. Look at that great fur printing, and I like the little stitches there holding that gash on the right hand side together. Chima has really good minifigures for a lot of things D&D related, and these are great as they're reasonably versatile. Here is our second Chima minifigure that could be used for a hobgoblin or a bugbear. Different coloration of the fur here, still got the claws on the feet. It's wearing some kind of armor, so I feel like that would be a good fit for hobgoblin, as they tend to be quite militaristic. Although I think the face print on the head here is possibly a little bit dopey for a hobgoblin. Moving on to our orcs. This orc is from Fantasy Era Castle, so it's a pretty old one. It's holding up pretty well, but I do find that with these, the brown Lego in particular tends to get quite brittle. And so if you're not careful, or you're replacing arms and things like that, these can actually break pretty easily. Plain back of the torso and legs, which is very common in these older minifigures. Got that green skin, which fits the orc species pretty well, particularly as described in earlier iterations of the game. Now we tend to have orcs with different colored skins, greys and other things. A nice little print there with some sort of emblem, both on the belt and also up there at the juncture of the chains. The sword is a more recent addition. It's not from Castlera, I don't believe. And let's take a look without the helmet on. That gives you a better look at the face print. The next couple of orcs are from Lord of the Rings. This one, as you can see, has that reddish kind of crimson skin. Some cool printing on the body and the legs. You can see that skin color coming through again, although it's a little bit dark and hard to pick up. Great print on the face. Love that snarling expression. And this orc has a hairpiece in black. You can see that long wig there. Here's our second Lord of the Rings orc, and this one is a similar print and coloration to the goblins that we looked at earlier. A cool print on the dark brown on the torso there. A little bit of detail on the back, that's quite nice. A kind of fur hood or something like that, with some buttons or rivets on the, I guess this is some kind of hide armor maybe. This helmet is amazing. I love these helmets. Also, if you get these off Bricklink, you might be able to get them with the shields and swords. A very cool face print there. You can see there's some sort of like piercing or something going on the forehead there where the skin is pulled together with rings of metal. I like that. Maybe an eyebrow ring there. And some sparse hair and speckling or stippling liver spots or something like that, warts perhaps. And our last minifigure for the video. This is a more recent orc. I'm not sure if it's actually meant to be an orc in Ninjago, which is the theme that it's from, but it's really great for an orc. You've got that green colored skin again, just like the first one that we saw from the fantasy era. You've got those teeth sticking up out of the lower mandible, a little bit of armor on the lower body there, and some sort of rock necklace. Nice looking back prints here. We've got some of those markings on the back of the head that track down onto the body below, and then a continuation of that stone necklace. Thanks so much for stopping by today, folks, and taking a look at this video. If you like what you saw and you want to see more, go ahead and do those YouTubey things, and we'll see you again real soon.